Ahoy, shipmates! Running into a few technical difficulties this afternoon for some reason, but not to worry, we haven't missed anything. Let's go and have a look at the map. Queen Victoria is just going past Mayflower Park, past the boat show. The boat show is heavily disassembled now, although the pontoons are still there. We've got I didn't realise there's something I haven't done. I haven't updated the timetable. Anyway, before let's I always forget to introduce, so let's start off. I am the captain of the Solent Ships YouTube channel, and with me today is Paul from Love Cruises. Ahoy, Paul!
Hello, ahoy! How are you?
Very well, Dees.
Organised, I hear.
Yeah, you were also suffering with some technical problems as well, weren't you?
Yes, yeah. Software, new technology, and and me catching up with it. Basically, I don't think it's the bad workman always blames their tools, don't they? I don't think it's the tools at any point. It's fault.
I'm certainly blaming my tools. Right. See if I can get this VTS ready. So we've got 4 cruise ships departing this evening, and I'm pretty sure that I've not updated the list. Nope, that's the wrong list. No, don't look at that list. That's the wrong list. And the VTS radio is not working. The 2 Norwegian ships were due to leave, depart at 6, I think, or 5:30. They've now pushed back to, I think 6. Well, let's have a look. 6:30, 7:30, 6:30, something like that. We've been moving all around today. Yes, the Norwegian Getaway is 6:30 and Norwegian Prima 6:45, with Arvia at 6 o'clock, and as you saw there from the map, the Queen Victoria is already underway. Quick look from Netley, and this is an interesting view on Netley Cam. We've actually got a couple of warships in port. We have 3 warships, the rather affectionately named NATO Warship 221, NATO Warship F803, and NATO Warship F363, which is just there, just on the dockhead. I think they were a Norwegian, a Dutch, and a German warship. That's the Dutch one. That's the Norwegian one we can see there right in the front. I think there's some sort of exercise going on in port. Quite interesting, that. Weather-wise, very warm day out there. 90% humidity, almost 19 C. Hardly any wind at all. So as you can see on Netley Cam, perfect conditions there. Very still and stable. Itching Cam, what's going on in Itching Cam? There's a few... Oh, it looks like a green striped Ro-Ro out there. And on Cruise Cam, we have Arvia. There we go. Right, let's see if I can get this VTS radio working. Anything new and exciting in the world of cruise ships, Paul?
Oh, it's end of season here, isn't it? Really, so
it is
not tons with regards to Southampton.
Do you know?
We've got Arvia, or however you pronounce it. I'm still yet to find out.
Yeah, that is.
I've heard MSC people pronouncing it differently, so
I've
not got much hope
interesting. Okay, so that makes that interesting, doesn't it? I don't know how you pronounce that.
I think it's Arvia.
Yeah,
it's to do with the. It sounds like an insult. I'm sure it's. I'm sure somebody obviously knows. It's the Greek god, isn't it? Of what did we decide? Waves or sea or something along those lines?
Something like that. Some Greek god.
But MSC decided to spell it slightly differently.
Yeah.
How it's actually spelt. Don't know why. Don't know if that was deliberate.
Probably some sort of trademark copyright problem, I must imagine.
Yes.
Quick look at something on Netley Cam. I reckon we might be seeing. I don't know. Yeah, so we've got, and then I think it's the Virgin ships start departing from Portsmouth again, don't they?
From Portsmouth, yes. That will be, I think it's Resilient, lady, if I remember rightly.
Resilient.
Valiant. It's not Valiant. Yeah, and it's not Brilliant because that's the last one to come. So Yes, Resilient Lady is sailing from Portsmouth. She's doing some summer itineraries, so some very keenly priced as well. I think they're using it as a bit of an advertising
Oh, right.
gimmick, I suppose.
What time? When did she start sailing? What time of year?
It's around August, September, if I remember
Oh,
rightly.
quite late. I thought it was starting in
July.
Oh, no,
I'm going to have a look now. I've booked some people on and I can't even remember.
Yeah, I thought it was much earlier than
all.
that. But yeah, I'm sure you're right. Okay, but you say they're keenly priced, are they?
Yes, and there are quite a few sort of shorter ones. So it's I think they're quite keen to sort of showcase what they're doing and the product, so that people that aren't normally interested in a cruise will be interested in a cruise, because it's Virgin do things a lot differently to a lot of the others on purpose. And,
I was talking to some shipmates the other evening. They were quite interested in a Virgin cruise, and particularly as I said that you had got a tattoo on a Virgin cruise.
Absolutely, yeah. 2 cruises on Virgin, 2 tattoos obtained.
Yeah, they were thinking going for a girls' weekend away. They wanted something shortish.
Yes, yeah, they're doing 3, 4, 5, and I think there's 7 nights as well. Oh, that was the one that goes down to La Coruña and somewhere else, Spanishy. So it's sort of Bay of Biscay kind of.
Yeah. Oh, there, shipmate Chris Hopkins. Welcome aboard, mate. Thanks for subscribing.
Yeah, they're definitely something different, and I think if you're some ladies or whatever that are on a hen type thing, or just anything really, it's young at heart. They target the young.
Well, I think I think that'll be perfect for the ladies I have in mind. They just want to go away for a weekend and leave the blokes at home to watch football and Formula One.
Drink beer.
Yeah, that's the side of it. Yeah.
By all means, send them my way. I'll do my best to help.
Certainly will. Let's have a look. We've got Queen Victoria. Yes, just hiding behind the grain silos. Be on camera shortly. So yes, Paul is with Love Cruise, and if you have any cruise requirements, especially from here from the Port of Southampton, or further afield, of course, but he specialises in the Port of Southampton, speak to Paul and he'll point you in the right direction.
Absolutely. If you go through the link that the captain's put on the screen, then I'll know that you've come from Solent Ships, and I'll look after you extra specially.
That's what we like to hear. So I don't know. I can't remember when the new Cunard ship is due.
She was due. Oh no! See, I've got a couple of in my mind now. There was one that was supposed to be coming January around that time, but I don't think that is Queen Anne.
Yeah, I thought it was around January, but then I think it may have been delayed, or I may have been confused. I mean, Captain being confused is very, very, very likely, really.
I've had quite a busy weekend, so my head's spinning with various different things, I'm not too on my facts today, unfortunately. I'm just looking on the website now for when she starts.
Yeah, she's not actually as big as some of the other ships. I was looking for, I think it's about 3,000 passengers, and I think it was 1,500, 1,600 crew, something like that.
Yes, Cunard tend to go for exclusivity rather than mass.
Yeah.
Like some others.
Yeah, so that's in keeping with all the other ships then, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. It's they don't work on the pilot high, sell it cheap kind of philosophy like some do.
Yeah.
But she'll be definitely in port for the cruise conference next year. That's one of the ships that you can visit.
Oh, right.
If you are lucky enough to be a travel agent type.
Yeah.
Or an affiliate that we were trying to get you on there, Captain, weren't we?
Yeah, absolutely. I could do with getting on board. That'll be good.
Seems to be very popular. Maiden voyage, there we are. I did find it in the end. 3rd of May, 24.
Okay, yeah. So
Queen Anne will be amongst us.
It's the middle of the year then.
Yes. Yeah, should be quite a nice ship. I think.
Quite a few shipmates up here out on the decks. It's quite warm out there this evening and no wind at all. It's very pleasant indeed. I was out on the water yesterday, enjoying the calmness of Studland Bay.
Just reading in the comments that people are already well ahead of me. May 24, they're saying. Maiden voyage, May 4th of May. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to be careful. The comment section is very efficient. Who needs Google when you've got Solent Ships YouTube comments section?
Quite right. Quite right indeed.
Well, I can't see any waivers out there. It looks a bit smoke. I think it must be a bit smoke. Is it either it's poor visibility or there's some smoke coming off the funnel, or is it just maybe my specs are dirty? Of course, that's a possibility.
Yeah, I remember going on Anthem of the Seas not that long ago. I've been on Anthem of the Seas a few times, but they sort of retrofitted these scrubbers and things, and I remember going on it to clean the emissions out of the exhaust. I remember going on and thinking the emissions seemed worse than they previously were, but it's as a result of the scrubbers, they end up putting out like a yellowy kind of emission, I suppose you could call it.
Yeah, there is one of the ships. I can't remember which one it is. I think it might be one of the MSC Virtuosa. One of the ships, when she goes down Southampton water, looks really awful. This horrible yellow smoke coming out back. But that is exactly what you say is the side effect of the scrubbing technology.
Yeah, it's very odd. It'll be interesting to see Arvia, what she brings, because she's another LNG. I think it's one of the MSC's first LNG ships.
That's right. Yep.
So that'll be quite. They're very focused with that one on being green and all fantastic for the environment, as a cruise ship can be.
Queen Victoria passing by now, off on a 19-night central Mediterranean round trip via Cadiz, Mykonos, Piraeus, Santorini Island, Kefalonia Island, Cagliari, and Lisbon. It's quite a different schedule, isn't it? 19 nights, good time there.
Nice,
lovely,
yeah.
Probably good weather conditions. I wonder what the weather's like in that sort of area at the moment. We're going to go to Santorini. Check the weather in Santorini, shall we?
Make everyone jealous.
Yeah.
It was quite sunny here in sunny Bognor Regis earlier, but it seems to have... don't know where it's gone. Some clouds turned up and it's a bit overcast now.
Well, the weather in Santorini is 24 and sunny, so yeah, I think that's probably ideal sort of weather, isn't it, for cruising?
Yes, that'll do.
Oh, it'd be nice. I've neglected the chat. I've realised I've neglected the chat, so I'm busy multitasking and not looking. I feel like I'm texting and driving. Busy operating my phone and not looking where I'm going. Right, where am I? Right, ahoy shipmates. Right, let's go back to the chat, shall we? There's quite a few shipmates in the chat, so I haven't said anything. Who have we got in here? Oh, gosh, there's lots going on. Oh, blimey, I've really missed this one, haven't I? Ahoy there, Joe McKinnon. Ahoy there, TTC. Ahoy there's Elizabeth G. Ahoy there, Rab Nesbitt. And ahoy there, Mrs. AEO. Ahoy there, Jill. And ahoy there, Kevin Danks. He's a new member. Experienced in yachting. Not really a fan, he says, of the cruise ships. But anything on the water is of interest. I think we all feel that way. Oh, there, Anne Savage said, had too many rums. No, I haven't had any rums. Well, that was a bit early for BTS. Yeah, VTS
Maybe
Red.
that's the problem. Maybe that's exactly the problem, Captain.
Yeah, well,
not enough rum.
I was actually reading up on yesterday that there's a there's a spirit tasting association that awards medals for best rum, vodka, all those sorts of things per year, and they've just awarded the best rum award to this rum, which I'm trying to find the name of it, and it's quite reasonable, £40 a bottle. Which
very reasonable.
Yeah, it makes a change, doesn't it? Because often these things are stupidly expensive.
I think in the interests of research, I think some should be procured without haste.
I have already done that.
One step ahead.
Yep, it's the first thing I did. Let's have a look. What's it called? It's called Pampero Anniversero. Yeah, there we go.
Saying that 3 times fast after you've had a few glasses.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Pampero Anniversero. That's the one. That is now regarded as the award-winning best rum in the world. I think quite the BTS radio's gone off. There we go. I've ordered a bottle of this, so I shall let you know, shipmates, how this tastes. But this is it. Ron Ampero Anniversero Rum. £35 plus shipping. I thought that was very reasonable, because often these competition-winning spirits are, hundreds of pounds a bottle or something silly. So I thought that was very good. It's a dark rum. It's spiced and not too sweet, and it sounds pretty much like exactly the sort of rum I would like.
Quite a fancy bottle too, isn't it?
Yeah, it also comes in a little bag.
Traditional.
Yeah. Okay, so I hope that answered the question about rums. I'm sure there was a question about rum. Yeah, well, someone mentioned rum. So.
Okay.
Ahoy there, Bertie Doe. Ahoy there, Anne Savage. Whizzing through the chat here, I'm just catching up. Ahoy there, Deborah Speller. I think I've got everyone. If I haven't got any. Ahoy there, Kelly Cruz. Asks how the captain is. The captain is very well, thank you. Just trying to sort a few things out. Trying to get the VTS radio to work. I'm not so sure what's gone wrong with that. Do you know of any other new ships coming next year, Paul?
Off the top of my head, no. I really should have done my research today, shouldn't I? Some revision, some swatting up. Off the top of my head, I really can't place it.
Ahoy there, Chris Shipping as well. Yeah, there we go. And ahoy there, Peter Boya has just subscribed to me. Thanks for subscribing, shipmate.
Just having a look at Norwegian Prima's itinerary, actually. They've got a habit, I've mentioned previously, certainly to yourself and maybe on the channel as well, they seem to have a habit of doing one-way trips to places, which I like going from and returning to Southampton. So it sort of prevents me from taking a Norwegian. Well, not prevents, but deters, I should say.
Oh, yeah. So where does it end up? Valencia?
This one is ending up Barcelona.
Oh, Barcelona.
On the 13th of October. Yeah. Nice little itinerary on the way down. It's sort of kind of hugging the coast of Spain on the way around.
Yeah, it's quite good, actually, yeah. Actually, that's not so bad, because flying back from Barcelona is not too tricky, is it? The airport's quite close, so to the port, so it's not a major...
Just when you turn up at Southampton with oodles of luggage, and then you think about, actually, I've got to take this on a flight afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not so good. And you've...
nice little itinerary.
Yeah, and as you've said, they're actually a better value for money, aren't they? The one-way cruises.
Generally speaking, yeah. They because of the fact that you've got to factor in getting home again. Yeah. I mean, we
an easy jet from Barcelona or something.
Yes, true. Yeah, and I mean, just looking at the itineraries for Norwegian Prima, it did a 14-day. Iceland, Reykjavik, Belfast and Paris, as you do. And that was easily double the price of a 12-day Southampton to Barcelona. So, almost double the price. So, yeah, it gives you a fair idea. As long as you book a value flight in advance, then you generally get the better prices on those. So.
Well, I suppose that would be the tip there, wouldn't it? I suppose if you're going to book a cruise in advance, make sure you book the flights in advance as well. And
Absolutely, yeah, as far as you can, really.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, especially the low cost, the budgets, they tend to be, the nearer you get to the flight departure date, the more expensive they like to be.
Yeah. Right. I'm just turning the VTS radio on. Maybe it's working now. Quite what's going on with that one. I deployed the tested and reliable technique of turning it off and back on again.
I'm saying about new ships, there is obviously plenty coming out around the world, but I was just trying to think of sort of Southampton, but Icon of the Seas should be quite a game changer. Anthem of the Seas sister or big sister ship, Royal Caribbean ship, biggest in the world.
Oh, their shipmate Kizzy says that they also said that repositioning cruises are good value.
Yes, yeah, definitely. And the transatlantics as well. The main cause or the main reason for that is the lack of ports to pay port taxes and mooring fees and servicing fees and things like that. So, yeah, the transatlantics can be quite nice. Maybe not for a first time, because if you're not too happy about being at sea on day 2, you've not got a lot of choice.
Yeah.
You're kind of in it for the long haul. Yeah, they most cruise lines do little short taster cruises, as they call them, and it will be a sort of 2 or 3 night. Royal Caribbean do a 2-night Paris, and I think P&O do a couple, and they normally use Zeebrugge or somewhere like that. Just sort of somewhere they potter around locally, and they do a couple of those normally towards the beginning of the season.
I got
for people to get an idea.
Sorry, Paul, I've got the VTS radio working now. So
sorry.
That's right. I'll turn it off the moment.
I couldn't hear this then. Sorry, I would have.
Yeah, no, so that's right. That's right. I was just fiddling, and eventually it burst into life. So. Yeah. So are we? Have we got an open day coming up? We're going to visit a ship, aren't we?
Hopefully. We've put ourselves on the wait list.
Which one did we say we were going to visit?
There was Holland America, and then the other one was a P&O. Oh,
was it Britannia? Wasn't it?
Was it Britannia? That was it. Yes, waiting to hear back. But Holland America should be quite interesting as well. They're meant to be fantastic ships, and I've not been on one myself. They tend not to be here in Southampton. That one's down at Portland.
Yes.
Rightly?
Yes, that's what you were telling me. Just been informed. We got some passenger crew numbers. Like someone's listening to the radio. 1,907 passengers on Queen Victoria and 896 crew. I think that's.
Woolly Beef in the chat said, "Burst into life." I wish I could do that.
Oh yeah, definitely all wish we could do that. That's for sure. So she's rated for 2,081 passengers, so pretty much full. A little bit of space there, and pretty much full complement of crew. So a full ship, even this time of year. They are pretty much departing full. Yeah, it's a good question, actually. When do you find the ships are actually full at some point when you're going to book them up?
Yes, I booked a customer. They were looking at a date in the half term, and their family has 2 children, which were going in separate cabins, just because they're different mums and dads and things like that. So, and they could only book one of the children on board. It was a P&O because of the fact that they have a limit on the amount of children they can have on board, which is quite a comfort to some people, I'm sure, to hear.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But for facilities and care arrangements, and I suppose certain element of it to do with emergencies and things as well. Right,
yeah, makes sense. So did they have to pick a favourite child then?
They had to, yeah, and the other one's getting dragged along behind in a rib. No, they decided to choose a different date rather than taking a chance on putting it on the wait list.
All right, fair enough.
They chose a different date.
Shipmate Chloe Hillman asks, has Arvia gone yet? No, shipmate, Arvia is still here. In fact, I can show you Arvia. That is the bow of Arvia. We're just watching Queen Victoria depart. Arvia due away at 6 o'clock. I don't have the schedule. This is very bad of me, really. Arvia due at 6 o'clock, then followed by Norwegian Getaway and Norwegian Prima. I'll probably have a bit of a galley break, I'd imagine, about 6:30, because we won't see Getaway until about 1:45, 10:02, something like that. So is there a particularly busy time of year to book a cruise?
Summer obviously is, and school holidays.
Oh, of course, school holidays, yeah.
Yes, bless them. Unless you're going on say, for example, Virgin Voyages, they don't have children on board at all. Maybe some adult children, but there's not. It's an adult-only cruise line, which is quite nice. People enjoy that. Their slogan was "No kids, no kidding" for quite a while. But yeah, it is nice. I mean, a lot of the bigger cruise ships, and they have excellent kids clubs. One of the best being Royal Caribbean's, I would say personally, because I don't have kids of my own, but other people's kids are so well looked after in the kids clubs. You don't see them on the ship, which is great. They just
good,
go off to their kids club, and they cater for they've got quite a few different age ranges, so that you're not lumping all the 6-year-olds in with the 14-year-olds and things like that. The kids aren't necessarily going to enjoy that. No self-respecting 14-year-old wants to be hanging around with 6-year-olds, for example.
Or even 12-year-olds, do they really? They're very
quite
very uppity.
So they break it into quite a few little ranges, and they've got their own, I think it's the 15s to 17s have got their own nightclub and things like that. So
right, that's really interesting.
DJ lessons and things. So
that's actually quite good.
Yeah, it is. And then there's the Aquanauts, which is for the little ones, and there's quite a lot of. They try not to mix the ages too much, so that they're all similar interests. You don't want to be making up dances and paper macheing when you're 16, do you?
Yeah, no, of course not. And this is Royal Caribbean, you say?
That's Royal Caribbean. A lot of the others obviously still have very good kids clubs, but I've always heard from customers and other people, reviewers and things, that Royal Caribbean are one of the best for looking after kids. Even out on the deck, around the pool deck, they've got a Splashaway Bay, I think it's called, something along those lines, which is a water park basically for the kids, with one of these big buckets that fills up and then tips out onto people, and it's great. quite fancy pushing all the kids out and never going miss out.
Oh, you're not allowed in as an adult? Oh, there is.
No one says you can't.
Excellent.
Yeah. But no, kids always seem to be having a great time, and then they've got the sort of family areas in the middle, and then an adult-only solarium, so you can have peace and quiet if you wish.
Sounds like a good combination.
Absolutely. Somebody earlier in the chat said, any tips for first-time cruises? Don't know in what respect that they would want to know.
I suppose the biggest thing is choosing a ship, isn't it? Choosing or the line or your destination.
Yes. Yeah, it depends what you like. There's something that I ask people that come to me as a first-time cruiser is what sort of holidays they've been on and what they enjoy on a holiday, and do they want to do a load of things, or do they want to do absolutely nothing? Do they want to go to certain places, or and that's the good thing, I think, is the research. Yes, you can go on a website and book a cruise if you want to, but I can do the part of it which finds out about you and what you like on a cruise on a holiday, what you come to expect from a holiday.
Yeah, I'd say
point you in the right direction.
Yeah, I'd say they're all very different, and neither of them are good or bad necessarily. They just cater to different strengths of what customers may want. So, but you may not know what you want. Because
that's it. Exactly.
So you need someone to say, well, what what do you want? Do you mind children running around or not, or do you want luxury, or do you want something quirky, or do you want warm destination? Yeah, there's quite a lot to. It's not easy. It doesn't take too long, but it's helpful if you've got someone who, like yourself, who knows all about the ships and can ask the right questions to find you something that you might be interested in.
Yeah, if you want water slides and loads of kids clubs and things like that, you wouldn't necessarily be well placed on a Cunard voyage, for example.
Yeah, I was quite impressed with the Fred Olsen ships.
Yes, not great dining as well.
Yeah, I think the ships themselves are a little small and a little, how shall I say, old, but not in a bad way. It's a bit sort of retro. But the service I thought was excellent, and the
retro's being very kind.
Yeah, the service was excellent, and the staff were good, and the food was really good. But also the Fred Olsen ships, because they're quite a bit smaller, they visit smaller ports that you don't on the bigger ships, which I thought which is a good feature. And they, particularly Fred Olsen, make a big effort to visit more unique destinations.
Yes, and they are a Norwegian company as well, which they tend to try and visit more, less used Norwegian ports when they go to Norway.
Right, yeah, that's a good point.
I think the one you visited was their oldest currently in the fleet, because they've got a couple of ex-Holland America ships now that have joined their fleet, Boletta and Borealis, which we've seen on the channel, I think.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, they're definitely bigger and somewhat more modern.
I'm trying to think of the one Balmoral is the one I went on.
Balmoral, that was it.
Yeah.
That was, I think, I've heard it described in a nice way as a more mature vessel.
Yes. Yeah.
More mature.
But if you understand that, I don't think it's not really an issue once you're on board. It's not quite as shiny and bright as the latest cruise ship, but then, it's just.
I think if you go with the right mindset, it's similar to Ambassador Cruise Line. They've gone out of Tilbury. They're a similar thing. They're older ships, but the service and the entertainment on board was fantastic when I went on board. And you have to go with the mindset of it's not a brand new ship.
Yeah.
You don't buy a second-hand car thinking that it's going to have delivery mileage only on the speedo and things.
Absolutely. There's a question here from Shepherd Book asking which is everyone's preferred cabin type. The infamous which cabin do you prefer type. Inside.
For me, it's always a balcony.
Balcony, or there is some different ones because you can get some. There's some window ones now, can't you? I've got.
Yes, infinity balconies. I think they call it, where you've. It's like a window, and the top part of it goes all the way down. That's on the celebrity ships, isn't it? The new ones, and then something else.
And one of them, one of them have virtual windows.
Yes, virtual balconies on the inside. Yeah. That was a Royal Caribbean thing.
Oh, that's Royal Caribbean. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they started that. They just put an enormous TV on its side, and they beam in live video and sound from that side of the ship.
I think that's.
It's amazing. Amazing thought just for someone to think it up. Let's put it in there.
I think it's really clever.
Makes a heck of a difference. Yeah.
Shipmate Kelly Cruz says, always a balcony. And
just personally, I like it. I like being able to go out on the balcony in an evening or in the morning when you wake up somewhere new and just have a little look at what's going on. Either dockside and watch all the little coaches and cars and taxis buzzing around down the, however many floors below you.
I misheard you for a second and thought you said when you arrive somewhere and wake up nude.
No, not at all. You wake up somewhere new.
Nude, not nude. You don't be scaring. Different. Be scaring everyone in port.
That's something to be careful of on a river cruise, actually.
Yeah.
if you do choose to sleep in your birthday suit, you fling your curtains open in the morning, and there's another cabin looking straight back at you. Oh
right! Oh gosh! Wow!
Because they're all what they call rafting.
Rafted up.
Yes, they tend to dock sort of 3 or 4 ships deep. So yeah,
that would be
a mistake that's been made on many occasions. Not by myself, I hasten to add.
Good.
Somebody asked earlier on which ship are we getting Kizzy in the chat. Do we know which Royal Caribbean ship we're getting in 2025 after Anthem of the Seas repositions to Hong Kong? I think, yeah, it's going to Singapore, Anthem of the Seas, after we've had it for a while.
Oh, really?
Rumour was it's going to be Odyssey of the Seas, but they haven't confirmed it. Which is basically it's a Quantum Plus class ship. So they've it's like Anthem of the Seas, but with a few gizmos and bits added onto it. So, but they haven't confirmed it yet. But that was the rumours. Royal Caribbean like to keep you guessing until the last minute.
Yeah, well, I suppose they need to open up the bookings at some point, don't they?
Yes, they tend to leave it until last knockings. So to speak.
Yeah. Shipmate Ken Wilby says, booked my first cruise and booked a balcony cabin. Can't think of anything worse than an inside cabin, but each their own. Yeah, I think I can understand that. But equally, I must say, when I went on one, most of the time, I got back into the cabin, had a shower, got changed, and left the cabin again. So I spent probably more time in the bathroom than I did in the cabin. So
I think that's it. It's very much, again, it's down to the individual. If you're using your room just as a base to dump your stuff off and, freshen up and off you go again, then an inside is perfectly acceptable. And a lot of people say they'd rather do 3 cruises in inside cabins than 2 cruises in balcony cabins.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, is that
price difference?
Yeah, with the price difference, that's
yeah,
it's enough that you could actually do more cruises. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Margaret Mason in the chat said exactly that. I can afford 2 cruises in inside cabin. There you go.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, I'm quite happy to sit in one of the bars somewhere with a book and read it. But I guess if you wanted to sit in your cabin and read it, you might not like the fact that you're looking at a wall. So yeah,
no, I quite like a balcony because I can sit out there and have my breakfast, or I spend a fair amount of time in my cabin. Compared to some other people, perhaps. And I like to be able to have that as a sort of a tranquil escape if I'm all peopled out for the day. I'd quite like to go and sit in my cabin and, or similarly, if you're not feeling brilliant for some reason, if you are perhaps feeling a little bit seasick, again, it's fantastic to be able to open a door and get some fresh air rather than be sat in a room with artificial light and not know which way's up and whether it's night or day. So
yeah, that's a good point, isn't it? Yeah. Shipmate, sort of go past. David H says balcony with inside cabins on the other side of the corridor. Yes, avoid service doors opposite your cabin door.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the things I'll always try to look for if people aren't playing cabin roulette like you like to.
Yes, you were very concerned about my choice, my lack of concern of my choice of cabin. Yes, you were
wild
trying to
abandon. You choose a cabin with wild abandon.
It's the way to do it.
You'll only experience a service area once. After that, you'll choose which we wish.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right.
There's plenty of decent cabins there, but yeah, I always, if people are looking, I always try to point out things like opposite service areas or below pool decks or nightclubs or below a restaurant. Sometimes you can get a lot of chairs being dragged backwards and forwards in a restaurant, or below a gym or something that you sometimes get noise from. So yeah, best places to be is with cabins above, below and to either side of you and in front. Yeah.
Yes, I know when I travelled you were very concerned that the cabin next door had a connecting door.
Yes.
You were suggesting that there might be a bit of a noise issue there. But actually, I've actually found it to be very good. I didn't hear anything from the cabin next door. So
That's because you were the one making the noise.
Oh, yes,
you were
of course.
The noisy
I hadn't thought about that.
Next door.
Yes, that sounding like a walrus at 3 o'clock in the morning. We have some waivers on Cruise Cam. There we go. I think they're pointing in the right direction. They weren't looking in the wrong direction, so I'm assuming they were waving for the channel. Looking at a mobile device, it's normally a good sign. Excellent. First waivers of the day on Arvia. That's a good point. Where's Arvia off to? Off to the usual, I would imagine. Off to 14 nights. Or no, hang on. So it's 13 nights. Okay. 13 nights, that's odd then. So that means she'll... Does that mean she'll... comes back on a different day?
Yep, I do that. 12 nights as well, 11.
Because I saw that Iona went off to the Mediterranean the other day for a change.
Yes, yeah, they tend to... they're trying to shake up the itineraries, but there's only certain places that you can go from, in a certain amount of time. There's, you've got a limited number of places that you can physically go from Southampton in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
that people want to go, at least.
Yes, that's the problem, isn't it? You've only so far you can go.
Sometimes they do the sort of very northern Europe side of it and go up to Norway, or even further up, Reykjavik and things they go, or Mediterranean, or Canaries, which is a favourite. People like a bit of warm weather.
Did you manage to get down to the Southampton boat show, Paul?
I didn't. No. I tend, if I'm honest, I tend to like large vessels, large ships and things. So,
well, I think if you'd gone to the Sunseeker stand and spent about 15 million, there's something quite large there.
I'd get something quite large. Yeah, there is that. Yeah, I suppose so. I don't want to tempt myself,
No.
I can't be spending half my savings all at once, can I?
Yes, best to leave the debit card at home, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, so it's the old thing of if you have to ask how much it is, you can't afford it.
Yeah, some great vessels there. But there's one of the, I've seen it before. There's ahoy there, shipmate Francisco Jesus. Welcome aboard, shipmate. New subscriber. Yeah, I've seen it before. They have a range of these kayaks that are like origami. They're folding kayaks. So it looks like a big piece of origami, and you sort of slot yourself in it and off you go. And they also do a proper boat as well. It's not just a sort of kayak.
A fold-up boat as well?
Yeah. It's quite impressive.
Sounds frightening.
I do wonder, I have to say. I
quite enjoy my home comforts. So, I'm not sure how big the buffet would be on a folding boat.
I think it's buffet less.
Oh, then I'm not interested.
I do spot a man with a big yellow hand.
Okay.
I'll do this. He's obviously... He's looking
Too much rum again.
He's looking at his device. Oh, I see 2 yellow hands. Hey, we've got some yellow hands. I wonder who these shipmates are. Maybe they could let us know in the chat who you are with your big yellow hands. It's really odd because I find... There we go. They've spotted it. There's quite a delay from me seeing it on the camera until actually hitting YouTube. 30 seconds. So, yeah, there we go. They've found themselves. Oh, I think someone's typing. Maybe they'll let us know who they are. Shipmates, Liz H. We are the yellow hands. Oh, there we go. That's Liz H. Well, ahoy there, Liz H. Well, I spotted those yellow hands from some distance, and you weren't even waving them. Oh, excellent quality. The foam yellow hands. I shall have to get some printed up with Solent Ships on them. I think they're very identifiable. Very good, excellent stuff. You'll be off to the Mediterranean then, Liz H. Some better weather. And your 13-night cruise via La Coruña, Valencia, Marseille, Barcelona, and Cadiz. Sure, shipmate, retire and rehire life. They're off on a 35-night cruise on Iona in January to the Caribbean. Oh, Iona's off to Japan. I didn't know Iona went over to the Caribbean.
P&O do a couple of long cruises from Southampton where they'll sail a transatlantic, then they'll spend a week or so in the Caribbean, and then they'll transatlantic back again, which are surprisingly popular considering the length of them. But it's a way to go to the Caribbean for a week or so without having to fly. So
yeah,
that's why they're popular.
I mean, I wonder how much they'd be, but it was a good time of year to get away there, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
There we go. I think I see some more. It's either someone waving a flag or some dirty laundry. No, it's a... Oh, it could be some... No, I'm not sure what's a. The flag. I can't.
We haven't seen your waivers yet. We're on Netcam.
Oh, have you not? Oh, all right. Sorry. I'm on the wrong thing, aren't I? Now let's go back to the waivers then. I've got some. I've got some new waivers. There we go. It looks like they're waving towels. I think. There we go.
Said new this time. New, not nude. Waivers.
Yeah, new. Yes, that's right. I think they're just towels. I don't think sometimes people like to wave flags of a peculiar nature, but I think these are just towels.
I think we've got a scarf on the right, haven't we? A large scarf.
Oh, it could be, yeah.
Maybe.
Well, that was quite identified. I'll go back to the yellow hands because I've forgotten that I hadn't. There we go. Oh, they're still waving. They obviously realised. There we go. There we go. Back to the yellow hands. We had the cruise monkeys. They were the first ones on the channel with big yellow hands.
Quite the effort. I wonder if they bought them especially, or if they've made them. Normally, these foam hands normally have a finger pointed up, don't they?
Excuse me. Yes, or they were advertising some brand business on the back.
Yes.
It's waving over.
I should have to supply them to all my customers.
Yeah, you should brand some up for Love Cruise.
With instructions.
Yeah.
In fact, the people I've booked next year, actually, middle of next year, there's 8 of them, all in consecutive cabins, 4 different cabins, all along the deck. So I'll give them all foam hands to wave, and they'll all be out there on the port side.
Oh, which ship are they on?
That is Iona.
Iona. Oh, yeah, that'll be good.
Yes, we'll see them. I should give them strict instructions.
Strict instructions for synchronised waving.
Yes. Yeah, quite. To the very first Solent Ships Mexican wave.
I guess that would probably work with 8 people. Should be enough, I would think.
They'll have to spend their first day once they've boarded the ship rounding up others to do the same.
Yeah. Just having a quick scan down the rest of the ship, see if there's any other flags. Just rounding Carrot Spit now on her way on a 19-night Central Mediterranean cruise via Cadiz, Mykonos, Piraeus, Santorini Island, Kefalonia, Cagliari and Lisbon. Round trip as well. Round trip, that one. Round trip. Yeah, and then Norwegian Getaway is also on a round trip, I think. Norwegian Getaway on a round trip.
Do you have all the itineraries up there? Is it gone?
Yeah, that's a round trip. And then Norwegian Prima. Oh, Norwegian Prima's a one-way. I knew there was a one-way somewhere.
Yes. Yeah, they do tease us with a couple of round trips, but yeah, Prima's one of their newest. That's the one with a go-kart track on the top, if I remember rightly.
I think it is.
Prima.
Yeah.
A 3-level go-kart track.
3 levels?
Yes, it's quite. Yeah, it's not just a little oval. Yeah, it's quite
3 levels?
Yes.
So how much is a cruise on
Lots
this?
of slopes and things, much pennies. Yeah, it is 3. I'm just looking at pictures now. 3 levels.
Gosh.
Because it goes basically, it's all round the funnel.
Okay.
Sort of slopes up and slopes down, and yeah, rather than just being a little oval shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends very much on when and where and for how long.
Yeah.
Itineraries. And I was going to get some offers together today to pass on to the shipmates, but I didn't. I was struggling with technology previous. Instead,
actually, I did have someone was asking me the other day. Actually, is there any sort of short cruises coming up towards Christmas, like going to Christmas markets and things like that? I think they were.
There's a couple that do Christmas markets, and it'll generally probably be MSC do that and P&O, but people like Royal Caribbean and Celebrity and that type, they generally sort of take the ships off to the Caribbean or somewhere warm for the winter.
Oh, okay.
But P&O stick with us, and MSC have not previously, but the fact that they're sending their newish, quite shiny new ship over to us for a winter season is quite a privilege. It's a good reflection onto their commitment to the UK market, I would say. So, and they are looking at shorter. MSC apparently are focusing on shorter cruises as well because they sell more of them, and that's what it's all about, I think.
Yes, you were saying that. I thought that was interesting. I can't remember why you said you thought that shorter cruises were popular.
I think more for people that, for the younger market, they've got less time off work and from commitments and things like that. And
yes, that was it. At
the moment, less disposable income as well, especially, cost of living crisis and all that. Costy lives, as they call it. It's people are pushed, but they do still want a holiday, and they will go without a new kitchen or a new car to go on holiday. So, there are priorities change, but if they can go on a shorter cruise somewhere and still have a breakaway for a week, rather than going for 2 weeks or 10 days, 12 days, I think they still will.
So they can manage 3 or 4 days, like say, but not necessarily a week.
Yeah, and the party kind of people as well. They'll always appreciate a long weekend. Not a booze cruise as such, but hen weekends and things like that. They sometimes decide that a cruise is a good option as well. So,
well, that's certainly what a few of my friends are looking at.
Yeah.
Shipmate Carol R is asking, what time are Norwegian ships leaving? That's a good question. I haven't updated my infographic on the screen. We have Arvia on our screen at the moment, departing at 6 o'clock. Norwegian Getaway is getting away at 6:30, and then Norwegian Prima at 6:45. I was just thinking it's looking a bit dark out there. I wonder if there's something wrong with the camera, but I've noticed all the cars have headlights on, so I think it's actually just a bit dark out there.
Unfortunately, winter nights are creeping in, aren't they?
They are indeed.
In the evenings, I think, getting dark already. Need to put the lights on.
I think Shipmate News Girl. News Girl 100 is here. Hi there, shipmates. She's hoping to take her 6-year-old granddaughter on a cruise next summer holiday. How fast do child places get booked up on P&O? Question for you there.
Depends on the time of year. It really does.
So I think that's next August.
As I was saying earlier, one of the cruises that my customers chose to go on, they couldn't because they didn't have enough child places. But if you've just got a 6-year-old, you've got more chance, I would imagine. But yeah, once you've decided, I'd say look into it as quickly as you can, because the later you leave it, the less chance there'll be of there being spaces. It sounds like an obvious thing to say, but it's not always obvious unless you know.
Yeah, so what you're saying is the ships only have a capacity for a number of children.
Yes,
so
I mean, it's still a lot, but it's just the really popular times, such as school holidays, you get a lot of families go. And so things like the kids clubs and all the facilities for kids will fill up quickly, and that's why they have a cap on how many they'll allow on board.
So I think the answer to your question there, News Girl, I think sooner the better, I would say.
Yes. Yeah. And I think if you're prepared to be a little bit flexible as well with dates and things, then there's always you'll get onto something, definitely.
And is 12 months ahead a good sort of time span to book up?
I would think so. Yeah. I mean, we're looking. The one I booked I was saying I keep referring back to it, but it was only last week that I booked it, so it's fresh in my mind for these pieces. But that's for May, I think, next year. Yeah, beginning of May, somewhere around May, because they were looking at August next year and couldn't do it. So yeah, it's that particular date. But then that was because they could have taken one, but they couldn't take both, as I mentioned earlier.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. It's a New Year cruise, Belgium and the Netherlands on P&O. We were talking about little short ones. This goes from 649 per person. 29th of December. That'll be quite a nice little break. They go all out on board.
That'd be New Year on the ship, then, would it? That's right. 29th.
Yep, that's Arcadia, and then. Same thing on Ventura. And there's another one. What's that one? There's 5 nights. Oh, there's one this year. Slightly more expensive, 859. That's on Ventura. Yeah, there's plenty of little short ones that go over Christmas and things.
So someone here says, Caroline Henderson says, on deck 9, last port side, the Hendersons are on Arvia. Leanne and James are waiting. Okay. Work out which deck 9 is. It's not the easiest thing to work out which decks are which.
What were we saying before, that the promenade deck was deck 8? I think the one with the hot tubs. I think we worked out. So it'll be the one, 9 will be the one above the hot tubs.
I know. I think I've spotted them. Oh, I've found a Union flag. I was right behind the lamppost. Oh, that's not very conveniently placed. There we go. Spotted the Union flag.
In the next cabin.
Oh, they've got 2 flags. Oh, 2 Union flags. Oh, cute. I like that. That's very easy. There we go. Recognition.
I've realised they've been spotted as well.
Yeah.
I think they're getting there. There we go.
And the flag is hanging in the correct way. Good. That's what I like to see.
Yes.
He's giving us the thumbs up.
You can't decide between thumbs up or flag waving or waving.
I think he realised he's pointing in the wrong direction. Very good. I'll see if we can find these Hendersons. Let's see where they are.
That'll be the one with Bigfoot.
Could be.
Program a while back. Bigfoot and the Hendersons. Maybe I watched weird TV as a child.
Okay, let's have a look. They said deck 9, right at the stern. Let's have a shuffle down here. Can't see anyone down there. I'm assuming deck 9's about here. No, there's a man with a belly. Is he going to give us a wave? No, he's just having a good look around. No, I can't see anyone there. I'm going to put the VTS radio back on, see, because we should be seeing some movement from Arvia, because she's potentially a bit late. If I could put the radio back on, see if we can hear anything. Radio back on. There we go, radio is on. I'll zoom in on the lines. I was really hoping to get a tour of the bridge, but they don't seem to be doing those sorts of things anymore. I don't know if you've heard anything from your connection, Sir Paul. Not
a lot, to be honest. No, I think they sort of... You'll have to tell me to be quiet, by the way, if VTS is, because I can't hear VTS on this end.
It'll only be a quick message. It was just basically to say if it's letting go or something. So, yeah.
No. Yeah, I think they, during COVID, decided, well, actually, we quite like this, not having people coming traipsing around the bridge every now and again. But,
yeah.
I think they will gently introduce it again, reintroduce it. But
it's a shame. I can imagine a lot of people were not interested, but frankly, I find that quite fascinating. I'd quite like to have a
Yes.
view of the tour. I was reading about another very small, I was going to say cruise ship, I think what they call them excursion ships, one of these ones.
Yes.
And they go to the polar regions and very remote places, and they have an open bridge policy. Now you
Excellent.
can wander into the bridge any time you like.
Somewhat alarming, isn't it?
So I just thought, let's wander in the bridge, give it a quick steer.
Yes. It's when you find the captain asleep that's the problem.
Oh yes, did you see who the new captain of the Queen Anne is?
I did, but I can't remember who.
It's a lady.
It is a lady.
First lady captain of a Cunard ship.
Yes. There's quite a famous lady captain on Celebrity. She's Kate McHugh.
That's right, yes.
She's quite well known on social media and things. She's often posting things. She takes her cat with her.
Yeah, her cat's got more followers than I have, so
Yeah.
a little disconcerting. Never mind. Outclassed by a cat. Can't beat a soft, fluffy animal for people going ooh and ah, can you?
No.
Right, Liz H says that she's got achy hands now from all that waving. I'm not surprised.
It can't be cured with much rum.
There we go. I can't see any activity in these lines here. The other day when Britannia was in port, we did see some new lines being loaded on board. I can see some action here. I wondered if they were new, stronger lines after the incident.
Yeah, that was quite... I've seen it happen. It doesn't happen very often, but yeah, I've seen it happen before. Breaking away.
Yeah.
It's quite something.
Yeah,
Southampton VTS, Norwegian Getaway.
All I know is I wouldn't want to be anywhere near...
Norwegian Getaway, Solent Ships.
I've got the VTS on.
Sorry.
Can stations here shortly. 101 berth, down for Hamburg. Maximum draft is 8.5. Still awaiting final numbers for the passengers. I'll confirm shortly.
Norwegian Getaway, Solent Ships. That's all received, so thank you. The Arvia on 46, singling up away shortly. And the next departure, the Norwegian Prima 1845 from 102.
Roger, yeah, we're looking good for 18:30, maybe slightly before, but still loading some luggage, so I'll confirm we start singling up.
All received, thanks.
VTS Arvia, singled up, letting go shortly.
Arvia VTS, thank you. Red Jet 7 at the Hound inbound, followed by the Red Osprey.
Very good.
Yeah, so that's Arvia's just singled up, and Norwegian Getaway is, she said she might even leave slightly before 6:30. They're just loading the last bits of luggage off shortly, which is quite amazing, really. I mean, it's been there all day. You would have thought they would have loaded all the luggage by now, but it's still loading. But then Norwegian Getaway is a fairly big ship, if memory serves me correctly.
Lot of other things to load as well.
Yeah, eggs.
Mentioned food before, haven't we, as well?
Oh, eggs. Well, it was when last time I was down on the clear day, there were pallets and pallets of eggs. Unbelievable. Yeah, the 4,000 passengers maximum on Norwegian Getaway and 1,600 crew. So even 4,000 passengers. Let's say you've got a couple of suitcases each. So that's what's that then? That's quite a lot of suitcases, isn't it?
Yes.
Even if you're loading 8,000 suitcases at a fairly rapid rate, it's still going to take quite a while.
Yeah, they tend to load them onto trolleys when they when people arrive. They go onto trolleys, a bit like you get at the airport, I suppose, and then they forklift the trolleys onto the ships and then have to unload them all onto there. So.
Yeah, it's probably the most alarming one I heard was we heard it on one of the radios. The ship was delayed because the trolley had fallen off and suitcases were in the water.
Yes, I was on board. What ship was it? Might have been Anthem of the Sea. No, one of them. And I took along my own scanner to listen. I quite enjoy listening to what's happening from the bridge and the dockside things. And yeah, they were saying the divers were in the water retrieving or attempting to retrieve cases. At which point I checked if mine was back yet. If mine had arrived.
I'm just not sure I'd want my case back if it had been in the Southampton docks for a bit of a swim.
It's one good thing that can be said for these hard shell ones. You've got half a chance that they might be waterproof.
Yeah.
Roger 7 BTS, caution for the Arvia. Just letting go last lines on 46, and we'll be backing out. And the dockhead gauge currently point.
I'm going to turn VTS off. There we go. Turn VTS off. Yeah, so Arvia's just singling up. It looks like the last couple of lines are coming in. Norwegian Getaway shortly after. Yeah, see, there we go. Here's the last couple of lines coming. Well, I think they've had new lines on Arvia as well, because it's sort of a pale blue colour. I don't remember them being pale blue before.
I wonder how much a set of new lines costs for a ship. A ship that size.
I don't know. Quite expensive even for a small ship, even for a small pleasure boat. So
something you'd replace on a whim, is it? They're getting dirty, let's replace them.
No. There we go. There comes the lines in. So I think we'll probably see Arvia start to drift. No? Yes? No? Yeah, as you can tell, still winter's coming. It seems to be getting quite dark out there. Arvia. Cruise cam's not the most sensitive of cameras. It does suffer a little bit in the dark. But I think Norwegian Getaway is a fairly brightly lit ship, so we should be right with that one. Shipmate Shepherd Book says, hope they were able to get all the bags out of the water. To be honest, I didn't hear. I didn't hear the end of that, so I'm assuming they got all the bags out of the water. I presume they get compensated, because I'm not sure that some of the things in my suitcase would cope with being in the salt water for a long time.
Oh, that's why they generally say take your valuable bits in your hand luggage. If you've got laptops and things like that. Cameras and drones and...
Oh, you're not allowed to...
allowed drones.
Yeah, you're not allowed drones, no. I shall... No, I won't take my drone on board next time, but... I have a drone equivalent.
Your long stick.
My very long stick, yes. And I thought I'd lost my long stick, and I bought another long stick. And now I've discovered if I connect the two long sticks together, I've got a really long stick.
Ridiculously long stick.
Ridiculously, and
the long stick was long, wasn't it?
And uncontrollable. So that's a little bit of... It's okay if I just hold it upright vertically, but it can't cope with swinging it around. But I was using it
to strap a long stick to the side of it.
yeah, I was using it the weekend. It does get some really good shots. I was down in...
the long stick?
Yeah, the long stick, yeah. I was down in Bournemouth Beach. There's a portal art sculpture on Bournemouth Beach. Lots of people there, so I can't really use the drone round upon.
Yes.
So I used my camera on a stick.
Excellent.
Looks like Arvia is on the move. I can see backwards motion happening. Arvia is departing on a 13-night Mediterranean cruise via La Coruña, Valencia, Marseille, Barcelona, and Cadiz. I think, did we have some passenger numbers? I thought I saw some passenger numbers. Yes, Arvia sails with 5,264 passengers, 1,646 crew. I think that's a fairly full ship again. Let's have a look. We are talking... So she's got 5,264 passengers, which is rated for 5,200. They've squeezed a couple of extras on somewhere. 1,800 crew normally, so a few short on crew and a few extra passengers. That's a very full ship. Do you get any empty ships leaving port, Paul? Yeah. Or not empty, but less busy. Or are they just all really busy all the time?
It's in their interest to fill them as much as possible. So you do find sometimes you get last minute sort of reductions, or they'll put them out to travel agents, friends and family, and things like that sometimes too, at a reduced rate. But they don't like to do it too often, because obviously then you'll get people that leave it till the last minute to try and book something, because they're in the habit of finding a last minute cruise for an absolute bargain, which they don't want. They want to sell as many as they can for the highest price they can. Yeah, which makes good business sense, I suppose. But,
yes. So there's no real advantage to hanging off then and booking one very late.
It's either early, like as soon as they release them, which is the best time, or bite the bullet and book it halfway in between. Sometimes you can get some very good deals last minute, but you've got to be very, very flexible, and you've got to not mind what cabin you're going to be in.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. So you lose all that advantage of being able to choose different things.
Yes, and I think the extra that you pay is, to me, is from booking my own personal ones. The extra that I'd pay to choose a balcony or to choose my position on the ship or things like that, I'd rather pay the extra and know that I'm going to be in somewhere I want to be for 2 weeks. But yeah, Rob Nesbitt has just said in the chat there, only £250 on the Balmoral to Southampton last week. There you go.
£250 on Balmoral?
Yep. I'm just looking on some of the short ones. There's I'm going to have to check the pricing actually, but there's a Southampton to Le Havre on MSC Virtuosa on the 27th of October. It says from £79 per person. That'll be an inside, but I'm going to have to double check that.
Wow. How many nights?
Yeah, quite. One.
One night?
One night. You get on one day and get off the next.
Well, that's not... that's... How much is a hotel? Hotel's £100, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, realistically, you'll get dinner, a show and breakfast, and then get kicked off.
Yeah,
in reality. But yeah, you could... I know, obviously, you've got to get back from Le Havre.
Well, it's one way?
Yes, that's again. It's
I was going to say, let me know. Well, I'm interested in that one. But how do I get back, Paul? You have to help me there.
You know those folding kayaks you mentioned? You might want to take one of those.
Did I mention that they had no motors or engines? No.
Oh, that's fine. You'll get back eventually.
Yeah, in the middle of the channel, I'll have the border force coming down on me, saying, "Where's my passport?" No, honestly, I am English.
I don't want to be controversial, but it doesn't bother them with too many other people.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we might avoid that topic of conversation.
I'll leave that, yes.
I can see a lot of shipmates out on their balconies, understandably, because it is quite warm out there. The weather currently 18.5 centigrade, 91% humidity, only a mere whiff of a wind. And I've noticed on our tide gauge here, very low tide with the full moon. For instance, if we look on Itchen Cam here, it's really dried out quite a lot over here on Itchen. Plenty of mud on there, ideal for a cricket match. There we go. Back to Cruise Cam. So that's a very odd cruise just to go across to Le Havre. Where does it go off, mate? I suppose you know.
It's very likely to be going into dry dock or something like that.
I see.
So they don't, they've got to get it from one place to another. So again, with the repositionings, there's a few places in France. I don't know if it definitely is or not, but let's imagine what it would be doing. Yeah, it's got down studio interiors, so that'll be a single interior, £44 per person, but they're all booked, funny enough. But it's great, again, to give you an idea of what it's like to be on board. It's not, I wouldn't have said that's quite long enough, because you'll spend most of that time boarding and then disembarking. So. Yeah,
definitely. I think you want at least 2 nights on board, don't you really? Probably 3 nights would get you a good feel for it.
Yeah, I mean, they've got, it's probably a bit late to be looking at this October, but for bargain prices, but MSC again are doing Southampton, Le Havre, Bilbao, 3 nights, 27th of October, 989 per person.
989?
Yes.
That seems
Not ridiculous.
No.
But Ambassador, if you want to travel up to Tilbury and get onto one of their older ships, more senior ships, I should say, £199 per person for a taste of Ambassador, they call that.
Taste of Ambassador. Is that 3 nights as well?
That is a 2 nights.
2 nights.
Well,
that's not bad, is it?
No. Again, a couple of nights in a hotel somewhere. You couldn't really get, the value-wise. Yeah, 2 nights. 10th of November, that is. Tilbury's really not that bad to get to. It's just off the M25 and you're there. If you're, sort of London-based, it's probably better than Southampton in some respects.
Yeah, probably is.
It's
Yeah.
a smaller port, so you sort of park up and stroll through the terminal and get on the ship.
And we can see Lids H again with her still waving with her big yellow hands. I'm disappointed. We've only had a couple of Union flags. We've not had too many random flags this time. It's only knocking on 6:30, and the visibility is getting quite dark out there. Definitely a problem this time of year, especially as it gets a bit quieter in port. Where there'll be less and less of these ships' TVs, unfortunately. Less ships in port and dark visibility doesn't really help. Let's see what can we see on Deadly Cam. Oh, a bit of a sunset going on there. Why can't I see that on Itching Cam? No, can't see it.
That's a nice little. I'm still scrolling through these short itineraries. There's a little one on Arcadia that we saw the other day. $449 per person. 19th of November. 4 nights. Goes off to Amsterdam, stays overnight, and comes back. Quite nice. 449s for an outside obstructed view.
Yes, my friends were quite keen, probably not on the older ships. I think they were more interested in like you were saying, a night out ship.
Definitely get on the Virgin Voyages.
Yeah, okay. I shall recommend that then to them.
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's it's definitely something that they should have a little look at, I would have said. Although it's a competing port.
I don't know that one.
Oh, hello. My computer's telling me it doesn't know that one.
Shipmate Sarah Thomas says, will you be live on the 14th for Arvia's sail away from Southampton? Oh, where's she going? She's repositioning somewhere, is she? On the 14th? She's repositioning to going to get the family to watch. All right. Well, the cameras will be live. We'll not be live streaming. 14th of October, is that? Yeah, might well be. We'll have to see. It's getting increasingly dark, though, is the problem.
Waivers did quite well with torches, didn't they, on their phones when it was dark before, I remember.
Yes, that was quite noticeable. Yeah, really easy to spot people with torches, with smartphones, yeah. So we've got Arvia reversing out into port, going past the. Actually, we should get a good view of the warships now that Arvia's out of the way. She was rather obstructing the view. And then Norwegian Getaway, I've been led to believe, is stoking up, ready to depart. And then Norwegian Prima at 6:45. She won't be on screen for quite a while because she's got to go up to the other end and spin round. Norwegian Getaway will be on screen fairly quickly. So. Shipmate Nigel Warren's talking about MSC Rubria. Rubria? Rubria. Yeah, that one.
Eurybia, I think.
Eurybia.
Let's go with that.
go with that
until
one, yeah.
someone corrects us.
Yeah. When did she launch? That was fairly recently, wasn't it? Back
Earlier
in
this year, not very long ago. I'm looking now.
June of 23.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so yeah, only a few months old then.
Yeah, so for them to send it to us for winter season is quite good. Good for us, at least.
Yeah. Yes, because we do see quite a lot of ships leave the port of Southampton, don't they?
Yes.
Head off
warmer
to...
climes.
Where do they normally go to then, Paul?
Generally Caribbean. They whiz them over that way because when it's our summer, it's sort of, you kind of get hurricane season and things over there sometimes, and they try to avoid hurricane season with the ships.
Yeah.
They're not big fans, but yeah, they tend to, once they've done their season here, they send them over there somewhere nice and warm.
Yeah, I think I'd quite enjoy that a repositioning cruise to the Caribbean. So bit of on the Atlantic for a few days, and then round a few islands, and then whiz back on a plane.
It's nice going that way because it gets warmer and warmer each day. You gain time as well. There's no time differences there. Sorry, there's no jet lag.
No, there's no jet lag. No. Oh, interesting. Yeah, get warmer every day.
With the time. Yes, that's quite nice. We like that. And quite often they go south from here, and then transatlantic.
Yeah.
Just so you're cruising nearer to the equator. Bit warmer.
Yeah, I think it's better weather, isn't it? If you're out of the jet stream, if you go further south, you avoid the storms. You're on the down near the doldrums or something.
A couple that sort of do the Canary. They used to, as far as I remember, they used to just go straight from Southampton, but they seem to go, like a couple of times they go head for Canaries and then across, or Azores or something and then across. Yeah, makes it a bit more pleasant.
Yeah, so if they stop at the Canaries and head across, I suppose you're only at sea for 3 days or something before you reach.
Generally four. Well, the Cunard takes a week, and they do straight from Southampton, if I remember rightly. The Queen Mary, because that's her route.
Yeah,
takes a week. But it's still about 5 days. Good 4 or 5 days doing the actual crossing.
Yeah.
So I suppose, it depends on obviously where in the States that you're headed. But yeah, they're generally, I think we went from Barcelona and did a couple of places on the way, and then that was 4 solid day or 5 days at sea.
It looks like Arvia has completed her swing. Oh, very nearly. Very nearly. There we go. Oh, that's Norwegian Getaway with the fancy graphics. There we go. There's Arvia. Just completing her swing. Heading off out. Oh, down to warmer climes. 13-night cruise. Yeah, so that means she comes back on a Saturday then, does it? No, we're there. Shipmate Daniel San, or our rowing correspondent, as he's just donated £1 for the super chat. Many thanks, shipmate. Donation is greatly received. Daniel San seems to have his finger on the pulse of local events. He's always sending me useful things going on, things happening. There was a lot happening in the port yesterday. Yeah, all sorts of things on the radio about things being found in the water.
What such things were found, or is it undisclosed items?
Well, it was in the news, but they were.
Missed that one.
There was a couple of bodies found.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's 2 in one day. That's really.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really odd.
Normally ordinances and things, isn't it? If they They find things washed up.
Yes, or vans or wheelie bins and all those sort of things. Surprising what floats around in port. Fenders off of super yachts. You have those as well.
I watched one of these. It's on YouTube. Funny enough, a super yacht that was trying to squeeze under a bridge that obviously the river or whatever it was on was too high at the time, and it didn't make it.
Oh dear.
It sounded very, very expensive.
Oh dear, yes. Oh,
made a quite horrendous noise, and I don't own a super yacht.
Oh dear. Oh, there's shipmate David Parker. Welcome aboard, shipmate. Many thanks for subscribing. Yes, that's what I was going to do. I was just checking. That's what, checking the VTS to see when Arvia comes back next. Let's have a look. Iona, Arvia. Arvia's on the 14th. Yeah, so it's Saturday. Oh, well, that's unusual then, isn't it? So she's back on a Saturday then. Then what's happening after that then? Arvia, and then back on the 27th, which is a Friday. What? Oh, what are they doing?
That's put you out of sorts, isn't it?
It certainly has. It's like I have my routines. I own on a Saturday, Arvia on a Sunday. Every other week. Oh no, doing to me. Oh, I can't see any more Arvias. Is she moving somewhere else after that? Is that what one of the shipmates was talking about earlier?
I think she's likely to go off to the Caribbean, I would have thought.
Yeah, so that was...
She's got that open roof, hasn't she?
Yeah, so I think that's what the 27th. I think that must be the last time Arvia's in port. Oh, I'll maybe have to live stream that one then. Yeah, Balmoral.
Quite late in the year.
Queen Mary 2, 15th December. Gosh, yes, you look through the list and it's suddenly dropping off quite quickly. Often we have many ships in port, and now we're only having a few. Oh, I can see the lights on the back of Iona. Oh, there's a bit of a sunset out there. Ideal if you're departing the wonderful port of Southampton. You'll be having the lovely glow of a orangey sunset with your rum-based cocktail at the what's it called? Sky Bar, Sky Lounge. The one that's at the back. No one in the pools this time. There's normally always somebody.
Nice.
Yeah, there's normally always someone splashing.
It's lovely sailing away from the port of Southampton. It's actually very peaceful when you're sailing in as well. Very peaceful. I think you did that, didn't you? Popped outside at a ridiculous hour of the morning.
I did, yeah.
When you came back in, it's surprising how quiet and peaceful it is, considering how busy it can be. But when you're on an enormous cruise ship and it just is almost silent, just drifting into the port.
Yeah, especially even
sort of 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah, especially even compared to something like the Red Funnel Ferry, which just chugs and vibrates and rattles everywhere. There's always a bit of noise. You can hear the engine drone. It's just, I couldn't hear anything. It was very good. I've just been handed some fresh information here from our news desk. The yes, it's the 27th. Arvia is off on a one-way cruise to Bridgetown. Then a couple of Caribbean cruises, lots of Caribbean cruises after that. So yes, so that'll be the last time we see Arvia until I'd imagine spring or something.
Yep, they'll bring her back when it gets warmer. Again, I think because P&O are UK based primarily, they keep a few ships here, so there's only so much they can sell out of the UK in the winter. Really, there's only so many places you can go.
Well, it's just not very good, is it? The I can't remember the ship that was going to go to Ireland the other day that had to move elsewhere, didn't it?
That was Virtuosa.
That's right, Virtuosa.
Had customers on board that had never been to Ireland, and in their retirement they wanted to go to Ireland.
And
Virtuosa decided no.
And they still haven't been.
They still want to go to Ireland.
Oh, were they?
It was to do with the storm. They were a bit upset, but it went to Zeebrugge instead. So it's yeah, it's not like they just didn't go anywhere, but
No, I mean it's not
most people aren't really too bothered, but unfortunately for them, yeah, they did actually want to go to Ireland on this occasion.
Well, we can see the 3 warships here now on our screen, all in a row. I don't think I've seen 3 warships there. They almost look identical. They're very similar. I'm not sure. I'm not sure of my designations for warships, but I would say they're all a very similar class or something, I would imagine.
You wouldn't want any of them heading towards you, having been naughty.
No, you certainly wouldn't. They're quite... they're not shy in coming forward if you happen to be in the way.
I think it was an excellent decision of P&O's to put the Union flag on the side there. Or would it be Jack, as it's on the ship? Union flag or Union Jack?
Oh.
Oh.
A semantics question for the chat.
Yes.
Is it a flag or is it a jack? I'm always being told off when I call it a Union Jack, so I make sure I call it the Union flag, but you're right.
It's non-nautical, it's always a flag, isn't it? But a Jack, I don't know if that happens to be an actual flag flown in the correct place on a ship, or... Put it out to the chat. The chat will know.
Yeah.
The collective hive mind.
Oh, shipmate Terry Silver says there's Saving Lives at Sea is a new series featuring Cowshot Lifeboat. Oh, excellent. Excellent. Spanner Tim Ellis has posted a link for Union Flag or Union Jack. The debate continues. Oh yeah, shipmate Terry Silver, let us know where this Life at Sea series is. Which streaming service to a smart television near me do I need to find?
I'm perusing the article posted by Tim.
Are you drawing any conclusions?
No. The Union Jack should be regarded as the national flag, according to 1908 Parliament. An Admiralty Circular of 1902 pronounced that either name was officially valid. Oh no. We're going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's why I didn't start, because
I'll come back to you at some point tomorrow.
all right.
I'll
Yeah,
finish looking.
yeah. If you could just hand in that report.
Sleepless night ahead.
Yeah. Shipmate. Oh, here we go. BBC Solent. BBC. That's where this Saving Lives at Sea new series featuring Cowshot Lifeboat. I'll definitely have to watch that. Especially I'll have to watch that because luckily I won't be featured on it. Would be a bit of an embarrassment, wouldn't it? If I was they were saving the captain on Cowshot Lifeboat. Shipmate Kelly Cruz says was told by their uncle, who was ex-naval, it's a Union Jack on a ship. I think that's what you were saying, weren't you, Paul?
It's nice of them to put it on the front of and the back of Arvia.
Yeah, it's completely wraps around, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. But no, there was a time when nearly all cruise ships were just plain white, and then they sort of became a trend a few years back where people started slapping various insignia on them, and I think it's for the better, to be honest. I think the P&O fleet, I think it was Britannia was the first one to have that, and then they painted the rest of them retrospectively.
Oh right, okay. All right.
So, yeah.
I do like the graphics on the Norwegian ships.
Yes.
I can't say I particularly like the graphics, but I like that it's colourful and it's got something different, so it looks a bit different rather than just being white. I'm rather partial to a blue hull. I don't know why. A dark blue hull. And
Yes.
I was when I saw the Virgin ship come into Portsmouth. I didn't know what to think of grey, but in the photographs, I think it looks really good.
If it didn't have the red on it, I think it would look just like a warship. But
Yeah.
it works. I think I wasn't sure about it, but it's different, very different. And in the sun, it looks glorious.
And if you're
Stands out.
and if they run out of rum, there'll be a lot of angry customers that could probably take over a country if required.
Yes, yeah, quite right. Until they get rum.
Yep.
Of course, you get a hammock on the balcony on Virgin Voyages.
Oh, do you?
Cruise. Yes. All they're very into the ethics and sustainability and things like that. So all the hammocks are made by ladies in, I can't remember what country it is, but it supports basically a business.
Oh.
Somewhere in the world. I should really have that information down.
Well, that's fantastic. That's
Sorry,
really good.
the ship's dog spotted something at the cabin door.
Yes, I can hear. What's he found then? Let's see.
Shush. I don't know. Someone making a noise outside. Normally very quiet.
He's guarding.
Doing small rough. But yeah, they've every balcony's got a very nice hammock. You can buy them as well, but it fits. There's somebody that I know that's 6'5", and he's very comfortable in it. So.
Oh, and that just goes between the sort of the sides or something, or
it's on a hook from the ceiling of your balcony.
oh right.
So you can sit out there in the warm weather and quite happily swing away. It's very relaxing. I may or may not have nodded off.
Oh, the truth. Yeah, that does sound quite good. Yeah. So you tried it then.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it's not like you'd expect a hammock to be difficult to get into because it's only one fixed point where it's attached to.
Yeah.
You can just sit in it like you would a chair, and then you put your legs in and push them out and lean back, and you're there.
Oh, I see.
It's not the you don't end up cartoon spinning yourself onto the floor.
Oh, it's not. So it's not at either end. It's just.
No, it's literally just one point. That it hangs from. Yeah. Very comfortable.
Ah. Very good.
That's what I was going to say about the liveries and things. Arvia, when she turns up, she's MSC are normally fairly standard with their livery, but she's got all sorts of squiggles all over the side, and Save Our Seas or something along the side of her as well.
Oh, really? I've not actually looked.
Yeah, Save the Seas. # Save the Seas. She's got lots of various shades of blue squiggles along the side.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Well, gosh, that is different, isn't it? It looks a bit like a Norwegian ship.
It does. It certainly stands out.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll definitely have to drone her when she comes into port, so guaranteed that day it's going to be raining.
Yes. Try not to lose it, will you?
Yeah. No, not this one. I'm going to have to check. Let's check and see if Getaway is getting away. Getaway is not getting away. Okay, well, I'm going to head down to the galley for a bit. I take it you're probably going to head off, are you, Paul?
I will also, yeah. All the ice has melted in my rum-based cocktail.
No.
To get a new one.
Don't dilute it too much.
No.
So if people want to get hold of you, where do they get you, Paul?
Go to lovecruise.co.uk /Solent Ships, and that will direct you to a page where I know where you come from then, and I can look after you, and not that I don't look after people normally, but give you a bit of extra TLC. There's also, I've got a Facebook group called Cruising from Southampton, which is quite a useful. I try and put little tips about parking and where to go to terminals and things like that in there, and post some offers in there as well. So Cruising from Southampton on Facebook.
Good, excellent. Right.
All right. Thank you for having me again. Appreciate
Thank you, Paul. Not sure when we'll see you next. Maybe maybe
At some point, I'm sure.
at some point, yeah, we'll try and organise something. I was going to say, unless you want to do a really early one for when the Arvia arrives.
It's always an option.
An option, yeah.
I think.
Get you up early.
depends quite how early it is. I'm saying it's an option, and I'm thinking in the back of my mind, just how early is it going to be?
Simple.
But no, always happy to have a look.
Thank you for that, Paul. And I shall carry on following the shipmate, but I need to pop down to the galley for a bit. And I shall see you all shortly.
Norwegian Prima, busiest. Prima, busiest, all received, thank you.
Southampton, VHS, Eston. Good evening to you, that's crew on board for the Donington. That's all coffee, thanks.
Norwegian Prima, evening on the move, thank you.
VTS, Norwegian Getaway, clear head out.
Norwegian Getaway, VTS, good evening, thank you.
Yes, Red Osprey shortly departed, all clear for his please.
Red Osprey, good evening, thank you. Well, Norwegian Getaway's just passed you outbound. Norwegian Prima just letting go now from 102. I believe he's backing up to the middle swing ground and outward bound.
All copy that, thanks.
All goodwill, good evening. All goodwill, that's all copy, thank you. The Star Care, just south of the Outer Nabs, 1930 west of the Tower for Portsmouth. So it's go innovation, evening. So Mexico Innovation, OSE, thank you. No reported traffic from the Western Solent for you. Arklow Raven, evening. Arklow Raven, that's all we see, thank you. Well, outbound traffic, quite busy, so the Arvia is SO5, she'll be clear channel. The Norwegian Getaway at Dockhead, also be clear channel. Norwegian Prima's just breaking away from 102, and she's got to swing in and outward bound. And up on 35 at Donington, be away 1930. Yes, 2000, the Wild Rose Leader carboat. Roger 7, good evening to you, thank you. Outward bound, cruise ship Arvia, SO5, Norwegian Getaway, dockhead, and the Norwegian Prima away from 102 and to swing, all clear channel, and Donington away from 35, 19 at 30.
busiest, Norwegian Getaway, Western Shore.
Norwegian Getaway, thank you. That's Red Eagle, Northwest at the end. Arklow, Raven, Eastern Mother Bank.
Roger, thank you.
VCS, Eleanor.
Eleanor, evening.
Yeah, evening, just backing out of dock here. Waiting for the Donington to sailing.
All received, Red Eagle, Northwest Netley, inward bound.
Copy that, thank you.
VTS, Red Eagle Northwest, Netley information to carry on speed, please.
Red Eagle, yes please, Tug Eleanor out from the Ocean Dock coming round to Donington on 35.
That's received, thank you very much.
VTS, Eston.
Arvia VTS, good evening, thank you. It's the Arklow Raven at Motherbank inward bound. Eston VTS, evening.
Yeah, good evening, just leaving 37 round for the Donington.
That's all received, thank you. Queen Victoria VTS, good evening. Queen Victoria, that's all received, thank you. Please maintain watch on this channel until we're 10 miles clear of Nab Tower. Otherwise, have a good watch. Norwegian Prima, evening, thank you.
Hello, Raven, Norwegian Getaway. Hello, Barbara. Okay, where are you now? Okay, yeah, it's your call. I know you've got Arvia there as well, so yeah, whatever you're comfortable with, but as soon as you see a gap as we come around the West Bramble turn, you come on through.
Arklow, Raven, VTS. Arklow, Raven, VTS. Yeah, good evening. Copy with the Norwegian Getaway. Another option if you need it, Cowshot 0.84. Don't know if you can wait outside the red spider bone gap. Okay, no worries.
Yeah, Arklow, Raven, Norwegian Getaway. Yeah, if you want to get across, especially with the Prima astern, then if that's your window, go ahead. Don't worry if you're just going across. I know you'll be over on the red, so that's fine. Yeah, no problem.
Jet 7, passing height line, permission to carry on with speed with caution for the Norwegian Prima.
Roger 7, yes please, dockhead 0.82.
That's all copied, we'll keep tight on dockhead.
Thank you.
VGS, Donington. VGS, Donington.
Donington, VTS evening.
VGS, Donington, good evening. Ramp lifted, going to stations on 35 berth, outbound via the main channel for Bremerhaven. Maximum draft is 9.1, no reported defects, 28 to 8 plus 1 on board. We need at least a metre of tide before we lift off the berth, so I'll be monitoring that.
Donington, that's all. We'll see the Norwegian Prima is passing Ocean Dock now. Dockhead currently 0.82. And inward bound Arklow Raven at South Ryde coming up to 36.
Copy, thank you.
VTS, what?